Laura, you are here as part of a program that Rhiannon Giddens has curated for us. And I know that you have worked with her numerous times. She was the inaugural guest on Amplify in 2020. And you have said, quote, Rhiannon is my friend and soul sister, my fellow traveler on the path that leads to the deep center of American music. And I wonder if you could share a little bit about your relationship and connection to Rhiannon.
Yeah. Well, I was at Meany Center, what is it? A lot of years ago. It was
Many years
really
ago, yes.
early, really early in my work with American music. And when I look back, I mean, it feels like such a long way back. But one of the things that I remember about doing all of that work, and when I say this, I mean, digging below the surface, that was obvious to me and to all of us at the time when it comes to American composers and who they were and why and where and how. One of the strongest feelings that I had for so many years was of loneliness. It was so lonely doing that work. And I really I didn't have a community around it. It felt very, I mean, trailblazing is a nice way to put it, but blazing trails is hard work when you're doing it by yourself. And I remember so well when I first met Rhiannon, and I think it was 2017 maybe, but a mutual friend invited me to go see her at the San Francisco Symphony. And it was one of the first, possibly the first symphony shows that she had done. And I will never forget, I was sitting with this gentleman who I didn't know all that well. And Rhiannon is on stage with the symphony, and she's doing this set that is so Rhiannon, with some of her original material and some spirituals and some Kurt Weill and some Gershwin. And I remember I realized at a certain point that I was gripping the thigh of this of this gentleman who was sitting next to me, because it was like, oh, there's other sign of life in this universe, to move around that way among genres and traditions and to find the connective tissue. It was really the first time that I had experienced someone else doing this. Then there was a dinner after that concert, and the two of us sat together and we just through the whole evening. And it was really this sense of recognition. I think she felt the same way at the time because it was early days.
Yeah,
Both of us.
so fantastic. And we're delighted to have you back at Meany. It's been a long time. And we are presenting a program, or you are going to be presenting a program on April 8th. And it's all about American music, and it's called This Land. And I wonder if you could talk a little about how that program came together, and how that is really a part of who you are as an artist.
Yeah. I think I've recently started to understand the trajectory of my work. And it's funny, it kind of goes in two different directions. I think it goes deeper, sort of. I really think in very physical terms about American music. So when I say things like roots and under the surface, I really somehow think of that in very physical, tangible terms. And then it also branches, right? So, and anything that I've learned along the way has always led me into new directions and also another layer deeper under the surface. So this is, I think, my, I don't know, like eighth project as a recording and a touring project that is still mining this territory. And there's still so much to learn and to do and to share. I would say that this record of all of them has come together during a year in America that's been so chaotic, so transformative. I found myself just this morning saying something about this historic moment, and I thought, well, how do you know it's historic? It's now, but it clearly is. I mean, so many things are changing in really big ways. And so going into this project and putting together a collection of music that really speaks to our relationship, past and present, and possibly future, to this country, to each other, to this country as sort of part of the larger world. My relationship to this music has changed so much along with everything else. And I don't know, it's also been on the personal front a year of a lot of change for me. Um, Lost my mom, just a lot of shift in my life. And so the themes of this music, which are so human, these common threads, this common humanity that does connect us across vast differences of time and place, they feel really personal right now.
Yeah. And speaking of transformation, there are a couple of composers on the program that I think that our audiences may not know. One is Samora Pender Hughes
Mm.
and the piece Transformation. And I'm curious if you could share a little bit about your relationship with Samora or the music of Samora's and why you chose to put this work on your program.
I mean, I just adore Samora. His music is almost impossible to define, which is a really good thing. But he's somebody who moves around musically, always in search of, deep meaning, deeply committed to social justice,
Mhm.
and like very honest. I think that's the word that comes to me when I think about Samora's work. It is always incredibly like bone deep honest. And
Mhm.
we have a friendship. He's been on my show. We had a beautiful conversation, maybe one of my favorite conversations that we've had on the NPR show.
Mm.
And, just what he does with music. He's so fearless when it comes to, again, definition or tradition. So this is
Mhm.
actually an arrangement of a, a piece, a song that was previously existed on one of his solo albums.
Wonderful. How can people listen to your show?
Yeah. So well, they're all archived on npr.org.
Great.
If you just search Amplify or Lara
Mhm.
Downes or both of those things, you'll find them. And we're in season 4 now. And so yeah, they go up. As you said, they're video shows, so they go up on NPR's YouTube and the social channels, and also npr.org.
Mhm. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. And I'm not familiar with Sean Okbefolo, who you're presenting their Amazing Grace. Could you say a little bit about Sean?
Yeah, Sean, a young composer, um, and really beautiful music. He's done a lot of choral music. Just has
Hmm.
this beautiful gift for melody. He comes from a background where Amazing Grace was always present, and this arrangement is just haunting. It feels audacious to do anything with that song.
Hmm.
You really captured something special. I don't know how best to describe it. That exists already. That piece exists already on a recording of mine
Hmm.
called Love at Last that came out last year. But it
Hmm.
just really, I think it does something for me again about like the timelessness of
Hmm.
a song like that that goes all the way back, but this idea of redemption
Hmm.
and self-awareness, self-recognition, and connection. It somehow just in this music, this version really is powerful.
Yeah. No, thank you. And speaking about connection, Meany Center has been working with Mark Bamuti Joseph. He was our artistic partner last year, and he helped us to really think about a larger initiative, both at Meany and across campus, thinking about artistic joy and inspiration and its relationship to collective well-being, and also senses of belonging and connectedness together.
Mhm.
And I'm curious how you see a connection between your work and the idea of healing, well-being. You spoke a little bit about transformation
Mhm.
and the importance generally of the arts to a sense of greater well-being for all of us.
Yeah, it's a big question and it's a great question. And it's everything. I mean, that's everything about what I do. That's
Hmm.
always what I'm searching for is where is the common ground? Where are the places that, we see each other and feel each other? And I guess really this whole odyssey with American music, and we're talking about American music today because that's what I'm bringing to you. I think whatever I do, it extends outwards from there. But in the field of American music, it really started for me as a search for identity, for
Hmm.
self, because I grew up in San Francisco, but then my family, we were living abroad for many years. And when I came back here, which is actually probably around the same time that I came to you the first time,
Hmm.
um, I was super young. I was by myself as a biracial, like weird background, American person trying to figure that out for the first time in
Hmm.
my life. And having had this really rigorous European training, feeling very unfamiliar with this country. And where I tried to find it and my place in it was in the music. But
Hmm.
really quickly, that shifted from being about me to being about other people. And actually, funny, now that I'm saying this, I'm actually having a memory of doing school outreach in Seattle
Hmm.
all those years ago. And, again, those were such early days for me with this music, but I was probably playing something by Florence Price. And I remember telling the kids about Florence Price and how she, was a Black composer 100 years ago and what that meant. And I have this really strong memory of like these little brown girls in the class, seeing me, seeing that, experiencing that music through me, seeing themselves. And I realized, oh, there are so many people who need to be enfolded in these stories and
Hmm.
invited in. And it's
Yeah.
been, I mean, that's what it is every day. Every day there is somebody who reaches out, who writes me an email or who, comments on socials or who comes to a concert. And I just experience that in real time. I can't tell you how powerful it is, this feeling
Hmm.
of belonging and connection.
Absolutely. And of course, in this election season, which is, there are lots of challenges to connection and to really being able to step inside someone else's shoes and try to understand their perspective. I'm curious if you could share a little bit about your thoughts in terms of the the way music, the role of music in helping us to understand something quite different from ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, I think that music, well, in my experience, it is the best mechanism for doing that. I think there's a certain kind of safety
Mm.
that we can find in the music. The words are really difficult, right? To speak the words, to hear the
Mhm.
words, to communicate that way. But the music provides this space. I always put it this way. I say, there's a song that your great grandmother knew and my great grandmother knew, and they were two very different people with two very different lives, but somehow that music, connected them across time and place. And I think there are a lot of things that I didn't believe in fully until I started using that as an argument, a platform, a place for this kind of unity. Can we say
Mhm.
unity?
Mhm.
I took some things for granted as kind of platitudes, like music is a universal language and music can heal and music can connect. Yeah, sure, it's beautiful, we all like it. But being on the road in America since 2016
Mhm.
and going, to small towns and big cities and playing this music and telling the stories about this music and having people really respond powerfully with emotion about feeling this as a place where we can understand each other.
Mhm.
It's so clear. It's so clear. And I think
Mhm.
that's the other thing about American music. It's always responding to something. And
Mhm.
so much of the music that we love has been created in response to the worst of our times,
Mhm.
which also speaks to the cycle of history and the possibility of healing and the
Mhm.
possibility of progress and moving forward.
It's beautifully said. We have a few more minutes. I'm wondering if you could share just a bit about your declaration project.
Mm. Yeah, more of the same, right? The 250th anniversary of the founding of this nation is coming up in 2026.
Yeah.
And, that, like everything else, is complicated.
Mhm.
So, what I've decided to do is to focus on these three concepts that are included in, that our founding document, the ideas of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Mhm.
And there are a lot of flaws in the way that that promise was executed and who was included in it and all of that, but the concepts themselves, the idea the idea of folding those into the foundation of a new country, it's so bold and
Mhm.
beautiful and difficult.
Mhm.
So the declaration project is a new commission, three works titled Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Happiness by
Mhm.
three composers who I think really represent the diversity of American music and American life. It's Valerie Coleman, Arturo O'Farrell, and Christopher Tin. And
Mhm.
then moving around the country between now and then, I want to just be talking with all kinds of people who live in this country about what those ideas mean to them now, what those
Yes.
ideas mean in our now and in our future, and what are we doing about it? I think it's a really nice time to reflect.
Yeah, so valuable. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you at Meany soon and really grateful
Thank
for all of this extraordinary work that you're doing.
thank you. I'm looking forward to it.